Hey Grand Alive, this is your weekly Newsish Roundup brought to you by Direct Music Source, Grand Run Hospital, Marketplace Family Foods, Valley Realty, and Northwest Furniture and Mattress. Did you know that in the original short story, The Little Mermaid by Hans Christian Andersen, the princess not only sells her voice, but her tongue too? In exchange for this oral bartering, not only does she not get it back, but the dude she sold it for ends up marrying another woman. And in the end, Ariel commits suicide and finds herself as a disembodied spirit, performing 300 years of penance essentially before she can actually have her soul, her ultimate goal the entire time, and get into the kingdom of heaven. Pretty weird, huh? But that's okay, because that's not the story you're going to be seeing this weekend at the Elgin Opera House. That story is based on the good old-fashioned Disney story we all know and love. A story of love. A story of really catchy Broadway tunes sung by lobsters. Of women giving up essential bodily functions to try their hand at a man. That's the story you're going to get to see. Good old-fashioned family laughter and fun. In fact, last week I got the chance to sit down with the director of the play, Terry Hale, and talk to him about the play, and how, unlike Hans Christian Andersen's short story, The Little Mermaid fits in with the more overall mission of the Elgin Opera House to provide fun, family-safe plays for the Grand Ronde Valley.
I love it when I see a grandparent bring in a grandchild to the theater. It makes me really happy to see that. It brings generations together. It's my favorite type of theater that we do. And so I tend to pick those kind of shows. And our goal really is to become Eastern Oregon's favorite family theater. We want people to always know they can come here and have a show that they'll be proud to come and watch. And that parents will be glad to send their kids to participate in.
The play premieres this Friday, September 2nd. It runs until September 24th, every weekend, Friday and Saturday at 7:30 p.m. and Sunday at 2:30 p.m. The cost is $8 for balcony, $17 for orchestra seating, center stage. Expensive, I know, but please, whatever you do, don't sell any essential bodily functions to pay for the show. Lobsters, fat seagulls, and ruby red hair just aren't worth it, man. All right, what else is going on this weekend other than the mermaids? Well, there's live music tonight at 10 Depot Street. There's also another concert by Anna Tavel tomorrow at the Stage Door Theater in the Grand. Hank Kramer, the quote-unquote wandering minstrel, will also play tomorrow in Baker City, 6 p.m. at the Wagon Encampment. Also this Friday, the Outsiders Art Show will show at the Arts Center East, pieces of a bunch of teenagers' work from Union County. Also, Saturday, the Farmers Market is in the Grand from 9 a.m. to noon-ish, as it is every weekend, and in Enterprise, the Juniper Jam Music Festival will feature multiple bands including Some People, Mise, Wild West and Groovy Wallpaper, plus Laney Lou and the Bird Dogs, and more, running from 1 to 10 p.m. Lastly, Community Merchants is pretty much the cool squeeze of all local businesses. Everything in their store is locally made, bought, and sold, and they're having a business after hours for business representatives to get together, chat, eat, and otherwise network with other like-minded local individuals. The after hours will be September 6th from 5 to 6:30 p.m. In sports, high school football starts this weekend. Friday is the big day. The LeGrand Tigers will play Pendleton at LeGrand. Baker will play Nissa. And Imbler versus Pilot Rock, Elgin versus Cove at Cove, and Union versus Umatilla at Umatilla. There's so much football going on Friday, the pigs are all running for the hills to save their skins. But only one of those games will be covered by the LeGrand Alive online stream. LeGrand versus Pendleton, 7 o'clock p.m. on Friday at the EOU Community Stadium. And actually, LeGrand Alive's new sports director, Steve Hendricks, got to sit down with the coaches of the LHS Tigers and talk to them a little bit about their strategy for this upcoming game.
They're a very physical team. They're going to be a little bit different because their quarterback, who did everything for them last year, graduated. He's playing for Eastern Oregon right now.
Actually,
we don't really know what to expect too much from them, but we know they're going to be super tough. And we know they come down here with a lot of confidence. And we're going to be in a battle.
So here's my questions for you, sports lovers. What do you predict for this year? Who's going to take the gold and who's going to fold? What kind of matches do you foresee being good, bad, or fun to watch? Also, if you're into local football, be sure to pick up the Wednesday edition of The Observer. They have a fantastic spread on each of the local teams, their schedules, and features of some of the key players from each respective crew, called The Kickoff. And be sure to tune into LeGrand Alive this Friday for the first LHS live football stream. Now everyone, please stick around a little longer. Football isn't life, and other sports do in fact exist in Eastern Oregon and are just as important to keeping the world spinning. Like soccer, for example. The EOU soccer girls trickled through Lewis and Clark Sunday afternoon 3-1. And volleyball. EOU volleyball girls smashed Vanguard 3-0, winning 25-16, 25-21, and 25-17. And like running, the drug-free run was this last Saturday, which unfortunately I didn't run in, though I did want to. This run is an annual run put on here in the Grand Ronde Valley by the Union County Safe Communities Coalition. Every year, while all the pot growers are safely and comfortably down in the valley tending their homegrown plants, all the running nuts take to the hills to Mount Emily Recreation Area to actively protest these lazy toker types by doing what they do best, actively hurting themselves. Ah, the life of a health nut, pain today for pleasure tomorrow. Anyways, the winners this year were Jacob Huntsman with a 5K time of 26:38 and Timothy Vanderloot with a 10K time of 42:44. And just so you know, Timothy is like 50 years old and can still beat me and most others I know in LeGrand at races. So what this means is that none of you people under 70 have any excuse for complaining about getting old while Timothy Vanderloot still exists, period. Unless you're Timothy Vanderloot himself complaining about other people complaining. Fair enough. And lastly, polo. This weekend, 8 polo teams, 70 horses, 30 out-of-towners, and a bunch more homegrowns, gathered and smacked the ball around on horses in this otherwise unheard-of equine sport right here in LeGrand. Did you know that LeGrand had a polo club? I didn't, but we do apparently, and in fact, LeGrand's polo is actually bigger than you'd guess. It's part of a Northwestern League that travels to places including Spokane, Portland, Yakima, and even as far south as Salt Lake City to mount their horses and play. Melissa Joseph, one of the founders of the LeGrand Polo Club, founders and upkeepers, said it's just fun to play as a family here. And what the Polo Club really is a group of really good friends that get together and play polo. If you're interested in joining the Polo Club, call Melissa and Steve Joseph right here in LeGrand. They have 2 tournaments a year, and you could be involved with the next one. All right, that's it. This weekly roundup was brought to you by Direct Music Source, Grand Ronde Hospital, Valley Realty, Marketplace Family Foods, and Northwest Furniture and Mattress. Tune in for more local content. I'm Will Bowman.